Hello everyone and welcome to today's No FOMO Charts, Stocks and Crypto TA live stream. In this live stream, I break down stocks and crypto charts, demystify the price action of the markets from the perspective of a swing trader and investor. Welcome everyone. I'm streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch. We also have a Twitter group as well. Let's go ahead and get started. This week is going to be very interesting. We have stock earnings season coming up for the USA, going to start this upcoming Friday on July the 14th. July the 14th. So we have JP Morgan Chase, BlackRock, Citigroup, State Street, Wells Fargo. Some of the major banks are reporting their earnings. It's going to be a big deal. We also have PepsiCo and Delta Airlines and United Health Group to start off as well. Now, the upcoming data, we have CPI data, PPI data. This is related to some of the inflation data markers that the USA FOMC is watching and basing their interest rate decisions partly off of, mainly PCE and unemployment, etc., GDP. Next, we have 10-year bond auction this week, FOMC member speech, consumer sentiment. So what this means is that starting from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, is we're going to see more news and more volatility in the stock market. So yes, stock earnings season will begin this Friday, and this is Q2 2023 data. In other news, Meta's Threads social media app launched with 70 million signups in one day. It's the competitor to Twitter. I'm going to be closely watching this. Might try it out myself someday. Rivian stocks reported strong deliveries and had a significant rally for about 5 to 7 days. So beware FOMO on that stock. Now for crypto, the big news is Binance Crypto Exchange. Several executives, 3 of them departed the company. They left the company due to the SEC lawsuit issues. So Binance lost their chief strategy officer, lost their general counsel, and their compliance vice president left the company. So that is a negative perspective, and that's a negative outcome for Binance. Also for Gemini Crypto Exchange, they filed a lawsuit against DCG, Digital Currency Group, over their failed lending venture between them. Now let's jump into stocks. Always good to have that news mindset, understand what's going on in the market. So with stocks, we're looking at the S&P 500 SPY. We're still in a daily uptrend. However, we have reached a temporary double top resistance point. Okay, that's right between $441.30. I'll use the SPX just to show it a little bit better on a clean chart. You can see it. The double top range, 4437 to about 4457. Now, there is a trend line on the bottom still. Okay. And I'm going to use a dotted trend line for a couple streams just so people understand that it's not a permanent support level down there. It's temporary, as is the top. So we can box these in. This is what it looks like. So we basically reached the resistance level up here on this trend line. And that coincides with a particular support level if you look left. What does this mean for the market? We could definitely have a small pullback coming down. We do have interest rate hikes apparently this year, and we're going straight into earnings season. So what happened basically with this market, S&P 500, is we rallied and now the market's taking a breather. Why? Because the Federal Reserve just said we're going to have at least 2 interest rate hikes. And is that going to be back to back or every other month? It depends on the data. That meeting is in only 3 weeks. So some investors are taking their profit. If somebody got really good entry spots, taking their temporary profit. Now, we are still in a golden cross Do want to point that out to people. The RSI was showing a bearish divergence. That's why we pulled back. We're still in a golden upcross, however, for now, for the past 3 months. Now, as an investor, there's actually plenty of room to pull back down because we have not had a higher low for about 3 months. Maybe at least 1 month, 1 to 3 months. Okay, so high, low, high, low, high, low, higher, high, higher, low. We could pull back all the way down to 4,200, and that's actually okay. Investors will not like it, but we're starting to see the bearish momentum building. We had this little short-term double top. So something to watch out for. Now for the swing traders on a H4 4-hour, it's not quite oversold on the RSI, but still we are still uptrending inside of the rising wedge pattern. So our initial support level could be about 4275. Excuse that background noise. There's a plane, helicopter outside. But 4275 could be that support level, just where the trend line is on the bottom side. All right, let's move on to QQQ. Now on the daily, we can also clearly see, let's make this clearer for everybody. The short-term double top, where is that? Right at about 371. 371, we do have a steep, could almost put this in a channel, almost. And we can also box in the top with a trend line as such. So now where's the obvious support level? Somewhere right at 350. I can visually see that because we've had lows, lows riding that support level. And so the next low would be about 350. We have established 3 highs. Still in the up cross. That 350 level is the 50 EMA. So coming back down, reversion to the mean, it's actually tightening up a little bit up there. But that's one of our pivot points as well. Okay, so 350. Now on the weekly, again, similar as S&P 500, high, low, we went too high, a little too overextended to the upside, and can definitely even pull back all the way down to 320 on a weekly and still maintain a weekly uptrend. That's totally fine. It's going to feel some pain. So S&P 500 is not in the overbought zone, but the QQQ is, NASDAQ is, and it's starting to lose a little bit of momentum on the 4 hours. Still in the uptrend. So that's why we could definitely pull back just to test our 200 EMA, and then bulls will likely re-enter at this area as a swing trader. Dow Jones, all right, the double top came true. My resistance parallel channel idea is basically panning out, and we're right at the support level. Now, if you're a day trader, this is looking like a potential day trading volatility bounce, possibly. If we zoom into maybe like a 5-minute or 15-minute, I could already tell it's at a support level and the RSI is low. So it's, that early 6:30 a.m. volatility might be there this week in the day trading side. However, in the investing side, this is not really a good sign because it's consolidating sideways to the right. And this is not a strong rally to the upside. This is a resistance point just below 345. If we measure this move, if we have a downside move on the price, that could be about 2% down negative, taking us back down to this middle heart line, as I like to call it, this blue line. That's 330. And then we have support levels at 327 and 317, etc. below that. So not looking too great for the Dow Jones. The weekly had a clear double top. So anyone playing short this week or inverse ETFs last week, that was the play. So just watch out for that inter-day volatility bounce sometime this week. I'm also seeing here for swing traders, there is a potential support level right at around the 330 area. So I'll mark that for next time in some kind of symbol. Just use any color and just leave that for next time. We're still in the uptrend. It's consolidating, however. Let's quickly go to gold. Now, gold on the daily, Again, like I'm saying last time, there is a little bit of bullish divergence on momentum showing up on the gold chart. And we're starting to see signs of a little bit of potential double bottom or upside down head and shoulders on the candles down here right off this 200 EMA. So if this is true, it could be about 2% to the upside, take us to about 183. Another way to look at it is if we have the trend line boxed in, we're just having that breakout right now. So you want to watch out for this bullish potential bounce that can take us up to 181 on gold. And if it doesn't happen, then somewhere in the low 174 area could be the support level. So I'm watching from weekly for this turnaround type of MACD histogram. It's not there yet, so it's in process. Our 4 hours, we did have bullish momentum on last Thursday, and this is clearly an upside down head and shoulders price pattern on gold. So definitely watch out, bulls, if that's going to happen or not. Silver, we're starting to see on the daily chart bullish divergence, bullish momentum finally happening on silver. Unfortunately, it's happening below the resistance trend line in the yellow. So we might anticipate, I'm anticipating a bounce possibly up to $22 if we hold this $20 range. On the weekly side, looking pretty normal, fairly normal. We haven't had a capitulation crash on silver yet. 4 hour did hit that oversold last Wednesday. Okay, let's take a quick look at natural gas. Thank goodness I sold out of natural gas because it was a resistance point and now a head and shoulders is forming. So if this is true, bearish head and shoulders, it could be 10% to the downside to 638 or lower, right? There's a broadening megaphone pattern, like I like to call it, this opening wedge type of pattern. Not really good. The only good thing is on the weekly, it's still in the open MACD down here on the weekly. However, this has yet to take off to the upside. So until it does, I'm just keeping an eye on this, right? Yes, the retraces can go all the way up to 10, 11, 16, but the immediate support level is $6. US oil, we did have this interesting breakout, okay? Now, oil, we've seen this lower $60.50 area test that support level 4 to 5 times, and we're finally getting this breakout. So if this is true, the measured move of this triangle is about 7% or about $69 to $70. So if this is something to just watch out for. If somebody might play the breakout, it's not perfect, but there could be at least a 2-to-1 play there if it happens to continue. If it doesn't, then the risk is immediately 3% to downside over time. Now, moving on to the next section, I do want to highlight some of the earnings that's upcoming this week. We'll start off with the ETFs and drill down a little bit into the individual stocks, and then we'll move to crypto or requests. So because banks are coming up, we have to take a look at XLF, the financial ETF here in the USA. On the daily, we're still in this large symmetrical triangle. Yes, we had the regional banking crisis. That was really bad. But now that seems to have stabilized, at least in social sentiment and in this market chart. But what we have not had is a large breakout or a positive catalyst. So this recent price action looks almost identical to S&P 500. So this is just mainly algorithms and bots trading this right now. In terms of the big money price action, we are starting to see this bearish divergence right now on the MACD. Weekly, this is good though. On the weekly, we have a bullish MACD. Okay, so that's good. Now, if two scenarios, and this is more like options play kind of thinking, is that if finance companies have good earnings, I'm anticipating this to hit $35.43. If earnings are bad, we could pull back all the way down to 31 or something in this area, that type of area. Now, on the 4-hour chart for all my swing traders out there, we are still riding this. It's not quite overbought, came down, but we're still in this short-term golden up cross, which is good for now. If we box in, I hope we don't turn to a Dow Jones scenario where it just starts consolidating inside of here going sideways, but that's one of the third scenarios. So it's not quite super oversold, right? To get an easy play. It's a little bit leaning more bullish at 54 RSR right now. So we had an intraday bounce, but just kind of watch out for this consolidation or breakout play. Also, I haven't looked at Jets ETF for some time now. Jets ETF is the airline ETF, and after a very, very strong downtrend, we managed to rally up, and it's at a high point right now. Okay, so I would caution against this. If somebody's in a swing trader mindset and they want to get, they're trying to get bullish on airplanes. Unfortunately, it's already been rallying for 3 months, and now it's almost turning into an ascending triangle on this daily. We just barely had this breakout. Can it be a fake out? Maybe. We've had fake out in February. So my style is always buy lows, sell high, or try to do that, right? Buy support levels, not the resistance level, unless you're trying to play a breakout. If it's going to be a breakout, the immediate risk is 6% downside to potential 14% upside, or even tighter stop loss, 3% downside, which is the support, to a 6%, right? But if we just saw the S&P and the Dow Jones had a double top on their charts. This is also a double top on the RSI here. This is loss of momentum on MACD. So as an investor, unless it continues to break out very, very significantly, yes, we did have the upside down head and shoulders and a dirty back test on the price action. It's supposed to go eventually 25%, which is not that much further up, right? This was the back test just like NVIDIA stock or Palantir stock, right? We had the breakout, massive breakout. You can see back tested that exactly, and then rallied to the upside. So it's a little late to try to enter this swing trade unless somebody's trying to eke out and get that last 6% in the market. All right, let's take a quick look. Just a quick visual. PepsiCo. Watch out for this and earnings. If this turns into a lower high and we have bad earnings for whatever reason, it could definitely crash down to 175. Let me draw the trend line just so people understand this. The trend line on the bottom side. So this is the target for support. There's double support down here, 200 EMA, and the support line, 177. On the top side, if I connect this, there's the resistance line way up here at $200. So that's the second topside target. Delta Airlines going to report. So again, some of these airlines really had a nice rally. Really nice rally. For stocks, 40% is wonderful, right? That's almost cryptocurrency level volatility. So we had a symmetrical triangle. Just trying to explain why this happened. We had a symmetrical triangle and it broke bullish. Broke bullish, back tested, went 36%. So the RSI is now in this overbought range, losing momentum. And it's now at this relative resistance point of February 2021. 2021. So we'll watch out for that. This is just in the short term, medium term of investing, right? The weekly is already in this overbought range. I'm not seeing the actual double top pattern on the weekly yet, like there was in April, June 2021. But it could happen in a matter of 1 or 2 weeks. Take a quick look at some of the bank stocks. Bank stocks approaching a relative resistance here, a very, very tight rising wedge pattern. So if it breaks support to the downside, 139, and breaks down, you want to watch out for that off of earnings. Let's go to Citigroup. Citigroup is a little bit different, tightening up here in the symmetrical triangle, almost like a longer term type of airlines type of play. But this looks more like the XLF actual ETF. The only good thing about this chart is it's actually at the support level, tightening up. But symmetrical triangles could go either direction, up or down. So you want to watch out for that. It's not an oversold play, so it's not about that on the daily right now. It's about just playing these levels that exist. And if we rewind, Citigroup has not really done well for the past almost 2 years. Almost. Literally, that's the start of the crash. So it is at a relative discount right now. It's 37 to 40% lower, but it's tightening up right now. So not quite, not a perfect chart. Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo looking more like JP Morgan Chase, and that it started its rally, but we're hitting this relative resistance zone. It looks like there's some volume issue here. Yes, you could see it, some kind of supply issue of, I can imagine on the level 2 as a trader, there's a larger sell wall. Somebody's shorting this down. And we're kind of in no man's land when it's in $45 range. The next resistance up is about $46 or $47. And you can kind of see there's a gap here in this volume at about 40. So I'm going to mark 40 as the bottom support side. On the weekly, though, it's looking like the XLF ETF, and we have a MACD histogram. That's good. Now, do you want to just point out some of the tech stocks, right? Because they're so volatile. I mean, Apple has been an uptrend. It looks almost algorithmic fake trading. So if that pulls back at some point this year, I would not be surprised. Google isn't a golden upcross, but it has yet to test its 100 or 200 EMA. So it could definitely come back to 120 or 110. And that might be a secondary place of entry if somebody has patience for that. Netflix, I'm just doing the FANG stocks right now. Netflix showing a double top in the price action, could pull back to 392 or 340. The RSI is already making a lower high, so I want to watch out for that hidden weakness. Now, Meta is different, is that, because of Threads app that's seemingly successful, doesn't have all the features yet of Twitter, but, we're starting to see this lower high on the MACD and the RSI as well. And so there's plenty of room for Meta to pull back. And even though Threads is successful, how much money is it making compared to Facebook ads, right? So the revenue is going to be the key here. You can go either way. So it can break up 20% or break down 20%. And there's plenty of room to come down on Meta and still be healthy, because it needs to test. We already tested it once. And then we need a reset here before the next rally continues if the market's going to keep going up. Microsoft, this is a dirty head and shoulders on the top of an uptrend, but we are seeing, it didn't crash yet. We're seeing some little bit of short-term momentum here on the bottom side. So what I want to watch out for is right here at 326.24, could be an interesting level of support. Hello, if you have a stock request, please let me know. I'm right about to change to crypto and then end the stream soon. So if you have a request, just let me know. I'll probably have to come back to it. Thank you for watching and following. All right, crypto. Let's go to crypto. Thank you for watching. Everybody, welcome. This is the cryptocurrency section of my live stream for technical analysis charts. I'm streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch. We have a Twitter group as well. So crypto, some mostly negative news that came out last week. If at the beginning of my stream, I did remind people that Binance lost 3 executives, and those are key executives. A vice president of the compliance team, that's the legal team for regulation. The general counsel, basically type of lawyer, and also one of their chief strategy officers, right? So that's not looking good. And when I read the articles, one of the executives said they're just tired, and I understand that. 7 years of trying to get into compliance, and then this happens with the SEC. So it kind of makes sense. But Binance is at a little bit of a disadvantage, in my opinion, compared to Coinbase, because Coinbase is a mostly all USA operation, where Binance started off overseas. So there's a difference there. And Coinbase was already selected as one of the partners for the Bitcoin ETF. I do want to also remind people that we already have Bitcoin ETFs. They already exist. There's at least a couple here, right? There's BITO, right? So there's the ProShares Bitcoin ETF. There's the Valkyrie Bitcoin ETF. Those already exist. And then there's a Bitcoin Miner ETF, the VanEck ETF. So, they already exist in USA, Canada as well. So just because we have an ETF does not mean Bitcoin is going to $100,000. We need the regulatory clarity. We need the crypto exchanges to come into the future agreeable compliance, right? That needs to be laid out by the SEC first. So how is that affecting crypto right now? We're still in a short-term uptrend, but it's at risk. Okay, I've said this in my idea almost a month ago on my TradingView profile. This is a potential start of an uptrend. Okay, we've been downtrending for almost 2 years now in this large blue circle, downtrending. We had a trend change starting from this year for the past 6 months. On the weekly, this is bullish momentum, bullish divergence. Around the daily as well, you can definitely see on the weekly, and it's been open. Now the problem is every week there's some flip-flopping news. There's positive and negative news in the marketplace. We had FOMC chairman say we're gonna raise 2 interest rate hikes. That's bad. Okay, that's bad for the market. That's bad for crypto. And then the Bitcoin ETFs got rejected once, and now the Binance executives quit, basically. So now instead of uptrend in this daily pattern, it's actually going sideways, okay, or angled, right? Straight into a symmetrical triangle again. And remember what I said about symmetrical triangles at the middle of the stream is it could go either direction, up or down. It depends on the news, etc. Okay, the measured move is about 36%, about 15%. So maybe 25%. If it goes 25%, my target is 1.45 trillion on the top side. If it goes 20% to the downside, that would not be good, but it's $770 billion. That's our low on the market, right? Right now, we're at a relative resistance point. It's tightening. So like I said, the next 2, 3 months, 6 months, this rest of this year, it's going to be absolutely critical. If every 1 or 2 weeks we keep having bad news, right? And the SEC basically starts winning their battle against crypto exchanges, trying to kick crypto out of America, basically, we're going to have a problem on crypto, okay? This is literally, it could go either direction at this point. Yes, there's upside down and shoulders, but also this could be a weekly lower high, and if it crashes, I'm not surprised either. I don't want that to happen, but it could definitely happen, right? We were making higher highs. We had this higher low. If we're in a healthy market, we should add a higher high and go straight up to 1.5 trillion. That would be like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 Bitcoin. It's not happening yet. So the fact that it's going sideways, it's okay. It's a yellow light right now. It turned into a yellow light. Gonna need more information than that. All right, Bitcoin futures, very similar. Now, Bitcoin futures, the only good thing is we're in a golden cross right now. Okay, so it's leading slightly bullish, maybe 55%, 60% bullish right now. If any bad news happens, that's going to change for me. But on the daily chart, still angling up, basically, on that support level. Okay, and now we also have this resistance level set. So if we're going to correlate back to QQQ, NASDAQ is right at this top as well. And so if NASDAQ's going to pull back, crypto could pull back too. We just don't want it to pull back too much. If we lose the support, crypto's in trouble, and I'm going to have to reevaluate some of my swing positions, right? High, low, high, low. If it maintains 28,000 and then we have a strong bullish buy, that's going to bring a lot more confidence back into the market. However, if we lose that back test and then we downtrend, that's a game over type of, that's really bad, because then we reestablish a downtrend and shorts will attack as hard as they can. And I'm sure SEC, anybody anti-crypto might release their bad news and really try to attack right now. Okay, so it's kind of being blocked right now. You want to watch out for that. Now, on the weekly, we are starting to see just barely signs of bearish divergence starting to form. Personally, as a trader, I don't want to see that happen because we had such a nice bottoming out on this low. I want to see this to continue to uptrend. Now, if it pulls back down to about 28, that's my short-term EMA right now. I want to point out here that my short-term EMAs on the weekly have up cross, so that's actually a good sign. I want to rewind. When's that last time that happened? Literally, this reminds me of the pandemic. Price. All right, so let me erase this. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this blue square. Blue square to blue square. Now, as an investor, what happened here? If I just ignore the news for a couple minutes, does this not look like very similar price action? We had a crash. I'll use yellow. We had a crash, rally back up. We had the golden cross on the weekly. We had a crash, rally back up, golden cross on the weekly. Then it pulled back, higher high, higher low. Does that make sense? Pull back, higher high, higher low. Now, the only difference is back here in October 2020, it was fall, getting ready for that psychological winter Christmas rally that traders always expect. Except it's happening right now in June 2023 or July 2023. So if this price action that I'm circling in the yellow right now does not continue to rally for the next 6 months or year into next Bitcoin halving, including Litecoin halving this year, that's where the problem is going to happen. Meaning if we do not penetrate above this resistance of 32,000 and break out and hold above that, if we don't do that within 6 months to a year, maybe even 3 months, just because of the negativity that's happening, this rally could be at risk. Okay, so I've shown the bullish case. Is there a bearish case? There is a bearish case, and that happened actually at the top of Bitcoin. Here, I'll put it in a triangle. At the top in July 2021. Now, keep in mind, this was Bitcoin 63,000 here. But if you watch closely, we had a crash, very short-term crash, turnaround, rally, but then we never recovered from that. Okay? That was at 63,000. So that's one bearish scenario that could happen, just to help people understand. If we do not break out ever above 35, 40K Bitcoin this year, and we start downtrending, I actually might exit because of the current climate that we're in. If the lawsuit predicament situation does not improve, because the crypto exchanges, they have to prove their innocence in the lawsuit with evidence. Okay, it's gonna be a long battle. It could take years. So Wall Street, obviously, they want to get in on the ETFs, but we've had ETFs already. So if consumers do not come in with their money and there's no positive catalyst, it's going to hesitate. And when the price hesitates, price falls. When there's no demand, price has to fall. So people will buy again to keep a healthy equilibrium in the market. All right, so just want to point that out to people. There's two scenarios, bullish or bearish, and I'm going to have to watch for the price action. All right. On the shorter term time frames, this is not looking so great either, because yes, it's in a H4 4-hour uptrend, but look at all this resistance right here on the top that we're seeing literally right below 32,000 to 31,000 staring at me in the face. The only good thing is there's a little bit of MACD histogram momentum that's starting to form. Is it oversold? No, it's not. So if a trader's waiting to say, oh, when can I get in on Bitcoin next, just for the next trade, for a swing trade, the next oversold. Wherever that's going to be on a H1, maybe H4 if it happens again, but usually H1 oversold for a quick swing trade is definitely possible. It doesn't work all the time, but on the H1 we start to lose it a little bit. We're going to the weekend right now. It is summer. But if this breaks, it's basically a parallel structure. If it breaks, it's 5% to the downside, and that's taking us straight to my target, 28.5K. So hopefully that demystifies what's happening on the crypto market and Bitcoin as well right now. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly look at Ethereum and Binance Coin, maybe one more coin, and then we have requests, and then now close out for today. So Ethereum, it's looking like it's turning into a potential, it almost became an ascending triangle, almost. This is a resistance up here at, this is a market cap of ETH. That's actually an interesting chart though to look at. The Ethereum market cap, it kind of, it's in a golden up cross, but it's having short-term resistance is what's happening. Now, if you actually go to the coin, Ethereum USD, on Bitfinex, it's not quite the same. Not exactly the same. But if somebody, it's not an ascending triangle because the second is up here. So it's turning to more like a rising wedge. But you could see the support levels way down here about 1500. Golden cross is good, but it has to break up above 2000 and never come back down from that. So that's how we know. We're not in the full FOMO uptrend yet. It's not rocket taking off yet. So we can take a look at Binance Coin. Okay, that lawsuit was not good news. And again, Binance Coin is at risk because it's so high right now, almost 500% to 1000% up from its bottom low when it was about $3 range, or even lower than that many years ago. It's only 5 years ago. But in crypto, that's everything, right? So almost everything. So if we lose this descending triangle support level, right here at around 200, you want to watch out for that. Okay. You want to watch out for that. Could be catastrophic. Could be like negative 50% or more on Binance Coin, taking us down $100. So watch out for that. All right, one more XRP because it's one of our top cryptos. XRP in a very, very super large symmetrical triangle. Like I said last time, yes, it's in a golden up cross, but then this bad news has been a temporary resistance at the 47-cent range. So if it comes down, that measured move will be about 20%. Okay, that's still down here at 33 cents. So watch out for that, just in case it bottoms out and starts downtrending. All right, we have a request. Hopefully, Casey, thank you for the request on TradingView. I hope you are able to rewind and watch the index ETFs in the beginning, but let's take a look. So what I'm going to do for requests for a while now is I'm not going to analyze people's exact trade setup. I'll just analyze the chart. So you don't have to write your you don't have to tell people what your trade is. You can just tell me the chart. Simple name for next time. Okay, so BKR, Baker Hughes Company, it's an industrial. Now, interesting chart. Let's go and get the 3 things I always put up on the chart. We get support, resistance, and trend. So it is actually in an uptrend still. High, low since the pandemic. High, low, higher, high, higher, low. Lower, high, higher, low. So it's still tightening. In the immediate short term, it's tightening and just had its breakout, very similar. But I do want to caution that it's a NASDAQ stock, so it depends. If NASDAQ crashes extremely hard, this might just randomly pull back. They also have earnings very, very soon. July 19, that's 11 days from now. So I understand if somebody's trying to long this, it looks like it's trying to break out. So if it does, out the double bottom, 70% to the upside will be a target, $36 first, which is our previous level of support. I just want to watch out, just caution always, because sometimes with these charts, from my eyes, if I found this earlier, I would have liked to buy this double bottom or right at this dip right here intraday, or even a super low price. So that's why trying to buy like tomorrow right at this price is a little bit riskier. Even though it is in the golden up cross, it's a matter of will the market keep buying this or not. That's just my thought process as a swing trader. Now, the next one, ASO, interesting. It already had its double bottom off this low and it bounced off already. So now it looks like it's making its retrace. If we use Fibonacci, reverse Fibonacci this, it's already at the 618 level. Now, did it hit its target of 7%? It did hit its target of 7%. So if it's going to keep going, it could go down, go up to $59. But if I zoom in on the H1, yes, it is up cross, but we're approaching the overbought range on the top. So the day traders, like a 5-minute 15, if I was trying to play this, if there are even shorts shares available, it looks like on the 15, it might get shorted down just as one leg down. So it really depends on somebody's entry. You want to always try to enter on a low spot if you're a long. So if you're an investor, I mean, this is clearly double bottom, and this auto buy for me, $49. Put some, capital on there, down there. But when it gets up here, this could be a profit taking level actually. So you want to watch out for that depending on your perspective. Wow, Noble, want to watch out for this because it's very, very high. Okay, so this is where it starts getting to FOMO land. If it's already this high, personally, I would not even touch it. Why? Because there is an upside down head and shoulders here with the neckline breakout. That's why whoever found this, they knew this thing is going to go 15%. Could go a little bit more to $47. But for me, my style is I like to buy support levels. I try not to FOMO. I just walk away. Right? If somebody's going to buy here, you gotta just watch out for the stop loss because if it keeps going, it's great. But if it pulls back because it's already in an overbought range, pull back down to like 40.73, so there might be a lower entry if it pulls back. It is uptrending, however, on the shorter term time frame. So unless this price action starts going down, it's actually okay. It's just kind of relative high. So I want to watch out for that. Why do I keep saying watch out is because, if somebody has a habit of buying high and they get stopped out every single trade, then we know that the entry's too late, right? That's why I keep saying it. The higher the price goes, the more risk of a pullback. We'll do one more. TDW, Tidewater. Okay, so this is very similar. Transportation, industrial, it's all related in terms of businesses getting back to work and moving around and working outside. A lot of people are doing that ever since the pandemic emergency order was ended in March and May. Now, as an investor, all right, where's my earnings at? August 14th. Okay, what is this? New York Stock Exchange. Now, it's kind of in the middle to the upper portion of the resistance. So resistance can be about $70. Support. If I measure it, 30% was supposed to be the target, which could have been $65. Now it's reaching that overbought. It's not quite super overbought yet. The shorter term time frames still golden cross to the upside, right? But here, like again, is because it's so high, there's actually a bearish divergence here on the H1. So somebody could try to short this upcoming week just for a leg down, right? Because if I'm looking at this and I'm only looking at, let's say, the last couple weeks of price action in the box, is if I'm long, I want to buy the lows. I want to buy the dips. And then I'm almost automatically in profit, right? If I just get in the daytime and just buy the dips. If I'm a short, I want to sell resistances. I want to sell the tops, relative tops, and take that profit, stop loss moving down, right? So it's really a matter of perspective of what's somebody's time horizon. Are they a day trader, swing trader, investor? And that changes my mindset. There's 3 separate strategies, 3 separate mindsets. The stop losses are different. The holding periods are different. The chart time frames obviously different. So again, I just want to reiterate, if somebody's a long, hopefully we can try to, as much as we can, buy low. And then when it's up high like this, I would just have a trailing stop loss already in here. So if it starts crashing, I stop out into profit, right? That's how I have a higher win rate than, I would say, other traders, depending on the strategy. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. And just remember, everybody, the indexes matter a lot. The big money, they're big money in the options plays. There could be millions and millions of dollars in options going in SPY, QQQ, and Dow Jones with these double tops. So just want to be aware, right? If we just rewind the clock, almost every stock was lower in March or January, or especially October, which is our low of last year, right? That's why I want to watch out for that. Okay, quick ending. I guess I'm going over time. It's okay. But I do want to check on these crypto stocks, right? Because the Bitcoin ETF, the Vital Pro Shares, has resistance level. The short Bitcoin strategy is actually having a little bit of this bullish momentum down here. The Valkyrie also double topped. The miners is actually the one that took off. So sometimes, Bitcoin miner stocks, these go like hundreds of %. GBTC relative high on the short term. Come back to make its higher low, high, low, high, low, high. It's fine if it comes down, and then try to rebuy that. Ethereum struggling a little bit. Litecoin had a nice rally. Ethereum Classic still kind of holding on, but there's that potential upside down head and shoulders here. Bitcoin Cash, very nice play, but it's starting to really flag up here now with gaps. And if this turns into a lower high, we want to watch out for that. We're just starting to see the beginning of a golden cross with the double top. So this is where I caution against the FOMO when it's just up in the air right now like that. You want to try to buy a dip on these. And, if it dips all the way down to $1.37, which is terrible, but that would be a better spot of entry on any of those dips. Let's take a quick look. Even Horizon double topped. Interesting. Future of finance, right? This is what I'm saying. Some of these symmetrical triangles, they explode to the upside. So if it does that, this is where I'm saying somebody could play a breakout play and get that 30%. XLM starting to pull back. So want to watch out for this one. Kind of turning into an head and shoulders, maybe. We just lost this. No, not quite, but more like a just bearish momentum play. It's not a head and shoulders. But we lost that price, right? It's down 45% in just a matter of a week. So watch out for that. What I do like is golden up crossed. So for the long term, if we could establish a higher low, it could pull back all the way down to 15 and then maybe bounce back to a 33 to establish that lower high, or even higher than that. All right, so I think that pretty much covers it for today. And again, thank you everybody for joining the stream. So if you want to support me or support my channels, support the community, please go ahead and give a follow to No FOMO Charts on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And again, let's always remember to manage our risk and use the charts as our guide. Thank you so much. Hope you have a nice one, and I'll see you next time. The next stream will probably be July 16 or 17. Most likely July 17, Monday night, USA time. All right. See you then. Bye-bye.